All right. Listen to me very carefully. Whoever has ears to hear, whoever has logic and reasoning and understanding, listen to what I'm about to tell you here. When these people say on YouTube and other places about they are having a spiritual awakening, you're not having a spiritual awakening. All you're doing is you're breaking away from what society has been brainwashing you with. That's it. That's all it is. If you're one of these people that is, you're going through this time in your life where you're not fitting in with everyone else, and you're seeing all this stuff to be bull crap, and you're just asking you're asking yourself all these questions every day, it's because you're getting away from the brainwashing that you have been brainwashed with your entire life. And I am just now seeing this, and I become more free every day that I exclude religion, and I exclude spiritual practices, and I exclude all this delusional nonsense. It's keeping you sick. You don't leave religion and leave Christianity and leave all this other stuff to go to spirituality. That's like throwing gasoline onto the fire that you just came from. That's all you're doing. Don't listen to these people. These people, if anyone's leading you astray, it is these people. Until you can say to yourself that you don't have an identity. An identity is being something for someone else, is being something for the crowd, is being something for society and trying to fit in, instead of just being yourself and who you really are and do what you really do and who you were made to be. There's so many people trying to be like everyone else nowadays, and they're trying to fit in everywhere else, and they're staying in their corners, and they're gossiping amongst each other because they don't know what to do, because they're listening to all this bullshit going around. You might look at me and think, oh no, this guy, he's not free and he's not this and that, and judge me if you will. I don't care if you judge me, but listen to what I'm saying. These spiritual gurus, they're just bringing you into another disguise. That's all they're doing. They're putting on another layer of disguise from who you really are. It's like me talking to you like this. Oh, my name is this and that, but I believe in this and I believe in that, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. That's all it is. You're putting up a wall and a front. That's all you're doing. And it took me so long to realize this, that there's so many people that are believing this nonsense, and they're falling for what everyone's telling them instead of just being them. This is me that you're seeing right now. I'm not being nothing. I don't have nothing set up. I'm in my car outside of my apartment. I had to come out here because I am a humanist. I care for myself as much as other people. But when you're these people that are putting on these facades for society, and you're trying to be something you're not, then I can't relate to that. And that's why I get shunned by so many people, because they're not ready to leave all of that. They think they're going to be missing out on something. They think that they're going to be shunned by their people or their families. And guess what? You might be. You probably will. I still haven't told my family that I'm not religious and all that, but I still love them. They're my family. But I haven't got into all that because they don't force it upon me. So we don't talk about it. Now, there's sometimes I want to say something to my mother. I want to say stuff to my brother. I was talking to my brother the other day about it. You know, he's saying stuff like he's having this stuff happen and that stuff happen. I said, look, man, all that, it's in your brain. It's in your mind. It's coming from your head. There's no hoodoo, voodoo crap going around. There's no spirit here that's causing me to do anything. Whatever I do is what I do. This is my life. This is my happening. Do we understand that? Do we really understand that? I don't have any followers on YouTube, but all I am doing is I'm putting out the truth. That's all that matters, is reality and truth and what is real. That's why I said at the beginning, if you're a person that has logic, reasoning, common sense, listen, I know what it's like to have someone close die. My brother OD'd and died. I called the ambulance for him. My other brother seen him dead on the floor. I love him. I loved Earl. But he is gone now. No prayer is going to bring him back. No prayer is going to help with anything. It's not going to help. I got to move on with that. And I told my mother this. She has to move on from it. But I don't think we're quite grasping this. We're getting offended when people tell us, but very few people do this. That's why so many people are getting offended, because there is so few people telling them this stuff. And I haven't quite came out all the way, kind of like a gay man or a gay woman in the closet hasn't came out yet, but my situation's a little different than that. This is, I'm coming out because I'm getting away from false hopes and lies and deceit. That was the real deceit, what I'm getting away from now. That's what has been deceiving me and what has been deceiving you. And you can't even see it. You can't even see it. I'm about to go to the store now, get some food. I'm thankful for the food. I'm about to bring the food home, take it up to my room, put it in my fridge, go about my day, make some beats, make some music like I do. I don't need spirituality. I don't need to pray about things that I already have. You already have it right here, right now. If I go out, whenever I go out of this world, I hope that this message gets brought across to so many people. And if it only reaches one person, just one, then I guess that I would be satisfied if I still was around, if I still am around. But I will take this with me for the rest of my life, because this is not a facade. This is not an identity. See, this word identity, I was just watching a video on a preacher that was a preacher, and he said about how his kindness was not the kindness in the Bible, and he had a problem with that. I'm not wording exactly right, but see, he moved away from that, and I'm losing train of thought. I lose train of thought sometimes, but give me 1 second. He moved away from the Bible. He's an atheist now, but he's a humanist. This guy's a humanist. It blows my mind. I'm losing track of what I was thinking about this guy. Give me 1 second here to remember, and forgive me for this. I lose train of thought sometimes. This is one of my problems I have when doing this. But just give me 1 second to remember what I was saying. Oh, this word. Excuse me for that. I hope you're still with me. This word, identity. How can you truly say that you are one thing? That, oh, I am this. I am happy. I am sad. I am angry. We are never one thing. We are never just one thing. See, there lies the contradictions in so much of this. There's where the contradiction lies, is that we're saying that we're this one moment for this group of people, but then the next group of people, we're saying something just a little bit different, ain't we? And do you see how hypocritical this is? And do you see how just, it's nonsensical? It doesn't make sense. And yes, I slipped with my words there a minute ago. If you're still with me, thank you for staying with me. My train of thought is not that very good, but I know what I am saying because of reasoning, logic, and the truth of what I know to be reality, what is really here. I am here, people. I am here right now, and that's all that matters. We are too focused on everything else that is going on but the here and now. We're worried about tomorrow. We're worried about what happened yesterday. We're worried about our people that died. And etc., etc., etc. We're worried, and we're looking to these prayers and these spiritual things. And you have to understand, there is no hope in that. We live and we die. That should be a great thing. We live one life, my people. And I am no preacher. I am no preacher. 0, 0, 0, 0. I am a human being just like you. I eat, I sleep, I breathe, I go to the bathroom. And let me tell you, I went through hell to get to this point, because it was that hard for me to let go of all these things. That's where the pride is. That's what pride is you holding on to these things. That's what pride is. Pride isn't what you think it is. It isn't what the churches are telling you what it is. It isn't what these spiritual gurus are telling you what it is. Pride is things that you're holding on to and can't let go of them. And you know how hard it is for a man like me to let that kind of stuff go, because I was totally different when I was younger. In shape basketball player that dunked on 10 foot. I wanted to be the best. Everything I did, I always wanted to be the best. And I still do want to be the best at what I do. But I think differently. I'm not trying to be something other. I'm not trying to be nothing other than myself now. And I know there's some people, you're going to watch this, you're going to listen to this, and you're going to go right back to the thing that is crippling you. You're going to go right back to the thing that is keeping your mind sick and is keeping you in this delusional, paranoid, everybody's against me, I am chosen by God, I can't do no wrong mentality, when it's the total opposite. I am wrong. I make mistakes. I did bad things in my life that I can't take back. But I'm not harping on those things. I'm not seeing my life as that. I am being me. Me today. And only me. If a man or a woman needs help, I am willing to help that man or woman. But they're too prideful to ask for help today because they want to get this. They think that they have this and they want to get this so bad, but you don't have to get it. Just be. Now, I'm not coming on as strong as the beginning because I always cool down after a little while. And some people, it doesn't get across if you don't come across bold and to the point, knowing you know what you talk about. Because I know what I'm talking about. 100%. There isn't a doubt in my mind. There isn't a doubt in my being of what I'm saying. And I'm going to take just a little more time for you to think about this. I want to give you an example of what I mean. We'll go to religion real quick. There's a God that creates all of this. He's a vengeful, jealous God. But then he loves us. But then he creates a hell for us to go if we act out on our how we really are, our nature. Watch the movie, and I'm not sticking up for the character that Al Pacino plays, but watch the movie The Devil's Advocate, where he talks to Keanu Reeves in the scene about, look but don't touch, touch but don't taste, taste but don't swallow. Huh? It's the goof of all time. That's how I see the Bible and religion. It's a goof. It's the goof of all time. And the spirituality thing. If I had this belief that I believed in this spirit that is sitting next to me right now, right here, and I say, I believe in this spirit, and no one else can see that spirit but me, and then everyone around me tries to convince me that the spirit isn't there, I'm going to do everything that I can in my power to say, this spirit is real next to me. And if you try to get to me or my spirit, well, I'm going to have to do something here. Do you see how ridiculous it is to hold on to these type of things? It's delusional. I was delusional at one time. I was delusional. I was all the things that I am talking about now. See, that's why you can't hold me accountable for nothing, because I'm telling you I was all these things. I was everything that I talk about. And I do not hear anybody saying this but a few, a very, very few, a very few atheists I hear talking about what I'm talking about right now and admitting that they made a mistake and admitting that things are not real and admitting, like, look, man, you've been duped. You've been duped. You've been duped, brother. You've been duped, sister. You've been duped, mother. You've been duped, father. You've been duped, son. You've been duped, daughter. You've been duped, child. The child has been duped. I love my family and my mother. I love them. I do. I love them. If that is the real word that I want to put to it. I care for them and I'm passionate for them. But they got to live their own lives. And that isn't really what I really wanted to say, because I like I said, I do lose train of thought sometimes. But what I know that I'm saying, I know that it's real. I know that it's real. I'm not putting up a front. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not trying to be something. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. My mother, I love her and my family, but you know what? They didn't know what the truth was because they were taught a lie. They weren't brought up right. So therefore, some of the things they taught me, not everything. I'm talking about the spiritual, religious, godly, all that stuff. They didn't even know what they were doing. They didn't even read the whole Bible, probably. I know they didn't. I read most of the Bible. I didn't read all of the Bible neither. I didn't read every sentence of the Bible, but I read most of the Bible. And here's the thing. If you read the Bible, that is when you will become an unbeliever. And this believe word is just nonsense. You don't need to believe in anything. We're in the here and now. Here and now is all that matters. You don't need to believe in anything. It's here and now, people. So what you've been taught when you were younger, you don't have to go about it in a foolish way. But you got to escape from it, because you're never going to know yourself and you're never going to get to be with anyone real unless you do that. Then, if you're with other people that are thinking this way, you're just lying to each other all the time. And that's why I am like the ultimate loner right now. And I want to know people that I can talk to and trust, but I don't right now. But that's the truth. That's what I'm leaving it at. I'm not ashamed of anything. I don't feel no guilt. I don't feel anything. I'm just glad to be me. Like you should be glad to be you. When you look at me like you're looking at yourself in the mirror. That's all I ask. And ask yourself these things. And do your own research. And don't believe everything you hear. Listen to common sense, reasoning, and logic. That's what you listen to. Those are truth. Those three things are truth. With that, best to you.